We finally made it to Arches National Park. We started early in the morning because we had to. They were saying that the park had turned away visitors by 9 o'clock in the morning, so we were there about 4:45. As you can see, the stars are still out in some of these pictures. Fortunately, we had a moon that showed us the way. We didn't need a headlamp, although you could see it was dark with the sun coming up. We made it to the Delicate Arch, which is the famous arch of arches, and it is very delicate. There were a lot of early morning risers, but even more, the parking lot was maybe a third, maybe not even that much full. By the time I walked back down the hill, it was full, as you'll see in the pictures. But it was just gorgeous in the morning. Every angle seemed to be different, and the moon was still up high with the clouds showing the sunrise. And the pictures here, this is southwest, this is west, so every angle had a different view with the sunrise peeking over. And you can see there was still some green, and you'll also see some people underneath it to give you an idea on how big it is. There I'm standing underneath it, and it's just amazing how such a structure can still be standing like that, and you wonder how much longer it has to stand. You can see the people under there and how big it is. Power of an arch, I guess, hence Arches National Park. And you have the La Salle Mountains. It's kind of southeast right there, with the La Salles. There's a selfie, proof that I was there. And just a gorgeous morning. I think a lot of people just were sitting there and meditating and doing whatever spiritual thing they would do. A lot of people just were relaxed right there. I talked to one person who had gone at sunset and said sunrise was just spectacular, a lot more spectacular and cooler. It was 66 degrees when I got there, so it was a nice walk. Although in the dark, I was with a group of 4 other people. We did get lost a little bit for maybe 15 minutes, but we definitely made it there by sunrise. And just the size of it is just hard to fathom. And of course the beauty, the open plains and the whatever structure they call that. A riffle. There's the La Salles. Yeah, it was quite a deal. And then after that, I went to Devil's Garden. This is looking to the east and around the arches, Delicate Arches behind me. Now there, it's back in front of me. A lot of pictures. Took a lot of pictures and they all came out wonderful. There's some people just staring off at the sunrise, just enjoying the view. The path up there was pretty tricky too. It was narrow. You can see it right there. Kind of hugs the cliff there. You climb up that way and make it around the bend. Going back down here. So there's the sunrise coming through through the canyons, and some petroglyphs. There was a cabin also at early morning. And there's the parking lot. They were turning people away, only letting the people come in. That's the inside of the cabin. That's what it looked like. Probably how people lived, one room. And there's the sign for the petroglyphs. They think around, during horses, so 1600 to late 1800s is when someone put that down. Looked like they were maybe hunting antelope. I don't think rams in that area, but maybe. There's a meat shed and there's the gates to Devil's Garden. And you go through there. There's several. I saw tunnel arch, pine arch, landscape arch, partition arch, Navajo arch, and double O arch. That was tunnel arch and pine tree arch. The first one's along the path. That's the tunnel arch. And then the next one, that's landscape arch. A couple shots of that. And then the sand was, I must have been real abrasive, cleaned my boots off real good. And then you had a long climb up. There's the downward view and there's the upward view. So, pretty steep, but fortunately it wasn't windy there. There was another one similar to it that was windy. That is the partition arch. And then I went to the Navajo arch. I think that's still the partition arch. Different shot. Those are some kids climbing the pits, I would guess, made by some sort of water. That's the Navajo arch. And then some more kids climbing, getting their videos and getting help from their sisters. They had a lot of twisted trees, and the wind up there, you can kind of see it blowing my hair. I have a video, but I couldn't transfer it over. There's people walking along that ledge, and it was just really windy right there with the canyons. And there's the double O arch. There's also about a little more than a half a mile away, Dark Angel. I didn't make it to that. I was pretty well spent by the time I got to that one. I think I'd put in between Delicate Arch and these other arches close to 12 miles with all the walking and getting there and stuff. And this is coming back, some views. I actually had cell service up there. Of course, there were cactus you had to watch, different types. And back down again, you can see kind of the angle of people walking on it. And that's back into the gates. And that was what we shot this morning, more in the daytime. The exact same shot in the daytime. And there are the people waiting to get in. So as cars left, and this is around noon, cars left, people